Arizona Cardinals now advance to 7-7 on the season, taking down the New England Patriots, beating them 30-17. A lot to dive into in this game. Now, the chances for the Arizona Cardinals in a playoff berth might be potentially there. It might be a long shot, but let's go and dive right into this game. Cardinals versus Patriots. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up, it's absolutely for free. But ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Cardinals do what a lot of fans don't really felt like they could have potentially done. And it's not just because it was the Patriots and they're this big juggernaut. Obviously, they're not, right? The Patriots now fall to 3-11 on the season, where the Arizona Cardinals now go to 7-7 on the season. But there was a lot of hope being deflated away from a lot of Arizona Cardinal fans, because obviously coming off the bye, you go 0-3. It's not a good feeling here for the Arizona Cardinals fan base. And you can tell on the TV, in State Farm Stadium, there was a lot of Patriots fans and a lot of empty seats within the State Farm Stadium in general. So you can tell that a lot of the fan base isn't really into the 2024 season, right? But obviously with this win, you might be stepping in the right direction here for the Arizona Cardinals, so potentially, and I mean potentially a small little potential berth of a playoff, right? But let's talk about this game in a nutshell. Overall, I think the defense for the Arizona Cardinals played a fantastic game. I really do. Now, let's give a huge shout out here. Darius Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. Darius Robinson got his first tackle and sack. Yeah, you heard that right, ladies. Yeah, Darius Robinson got his first sack and tackle in this game. Actually, he had one tackle and two assisted tackles, and then a sack. And I guess who else? Baron Browning also got a sack as well. So overall, I feel like his defense did a really, really good job. Sean Murphy-Bunting got an interception with a ball that was kind of tipped up by, I believe the wide receiver for the Patriots' name is Butte or something like that. But Sean Murphy-Bunting was there to get that interception. And overall, I feel like this Arizona Cardinal defense did a very good job to keep us in this game. Because I'm not going to lie to you, there were some moments where I didn't feel like the Arizona Cardinals offense was really kind of clicking until probably that fourth quarter when we completely finally shut it down. Now, let's talk about Trey McBride. Trey McBride continues to be the best offensive weapon in terms of receiving weapon that we have on this freaking team. I love that the Cardinals are trying everything in their power to get him a touchdown, right? It's obvious. They're trying to get him a touchdown, and it's another game where he's leading the Arizona Cardinals in, productivity, but just hasn't been able to get that touchdown. I'm pretty sure it's going to come, hopefully, fingers crossed. Greg Dortch got 3 receptions, 60 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 receptions, 32 yards. Now, he had plenty of opportunities to potentially come down with a couple potential touchdown passes, and I know I've been very, very, pro Marvin Harrison Jr., but I would love for Marvin to come down with one of those balls, right? In terms of those contested catch balls, I need Marvin, hopefully, gets better. I know we only got 3 games left, but I would love to see it happen, right? But I'm also going to mention here that Christian Gonzalez, and the broadcasters were talking about him, and I agree. I think he's one of the best young cornerbacks in the league right now. But you can't sit here and tell me that this guy wasn't or shouldn't have a defensive PI called on him, right? There was a couple occasions where I was like, what? How is that not a, defensive PI? Because he was blanketed all over Marvin and wasn't even looking back. I don't understand these refs. They were calling very ticky-tacky type of game. But overall, there was not very much flags in this game. So overall, the Cardinals had 4 penalties, 35 yards, and they had 4 penalties, 45 yards. So looking at it that way, penalties weren't that big of a deal, but I don't know. I kind of felt like Marvin Harrison Jr. did have opportunities, and Christian Gonzalez was just very, very handsy, and he probably should have got a flag thrown on him, but it is what it is at this very moment. So Marvin didn't really have a great game. Kyler Murray, I don't know. It's so hard to tell because Kyler Murray finished off this game 23 of 30, 224 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Now, he actually did leave this game. It went to the medical tent. But before that happened, he made a boneheaded mistake. Now, I know the stat out there is that before this game, Kyler Murray had, 5 interceptions in 3 games after the bye? He could have potentially had 6. He could have potentially had 6, but there was a flag in the favor for the Cardinals with a roughing the passer call. Now, if you agree that's roughing the passer, or if you don't agree, I agree that it's debatable. That I do agree in. Kyler Murray went to the medical tent. Now, the good thing is that he did come back. So we saw a little bit of Clayton Tune. Tune was 2 for 2, 8 yards. So nothing too crazy. It was just literally one drive, and Kyler Murray ended up coming back. So there was that. Now, overall, I feel like this defense did a really, really good job for the Cardinals. I really do. Offensively, they did enough, right? Especially in the fourth quarter. You run through James Conner. That's who this big, weapon is for the Cardinals on the ground. James Conner. He finished off the game with 16 carries, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. An amazing game from James Conner. An amazing game. So overall, pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Now, I did mention this a little earlier, right, in terms of a playoff berth, right? Now, actually, before we talk about that, unfortunate news happened for the Cardinals. Mac Wilson Sr. Ended up getting hurt, I believe it was in the first quarter. Concussion, didn't come back. Jesse Luketa also didn't come back. I forgot what his injury was, but he didn't come back either, so there was a lot of injuries. Trey Benson also left the game later on. I believe it was in the second half of this game, so definitely a lot of names to look out for versus the Panthers, and hopefully the Cardinals can stack up some wins, and maybe, hopefully, 8 wins might be attainable leaving this season. So there's that, right? Let's talk about a little bit of potential hope, right? Let's leave a little sliver of hope here for the Arizona Cardinals fans that need/want the hope. Let's look at the standings. Right now, the Rams, obviously on Thursday night, they ended up beating the 49ers, so they're 8-6. The Seahawks are 8-5. The Cardinals are 7-7, right? I don't think the 49ers are going to amount to anything. I think they're done. They're dead in the water. The Rams and the Seahawks are definitely going to be the teams we need to keep our eyes on, right? On Sunday night, we got the Seahawks versus the Packers. Go Packers. That's all I got to say. After that, they got the Vikings. Go Vikings. After that, they got the Bears, and then they finished off with the Rams. So there's that. Now, let's take a look at the Rams. The Rams have the Jets, which they won this weekend. Good for them. And then they got us. And then they got the Seahawks. So they got 2 back-to-back division games to end the season in the tail end, right? So we need the Seahawks to continue to stack losses. Now, the good thing is I do got 2 games with the NFC North, and the NFC North has been absolutely owning us. They've been just absolutely owning the NFC West in general. So I'm hoping that trend continues, because if the Cardinals can win out, and I get it, it's such a big if, right? It's such a big if. Right now, looking at the remaining of the schedule, the biggest, I guess, roadblock for the Cardinals right now is probably going to be that Rams team. Now, of course, you never know what's going to happen to the Panthers. You never know. But right now, it's going to be that Rams team. That's going to be the biggest roadblock for the Cardinals right now. And the 49ers, they could still give you their best effort. But we'll have to kind of wait and see how that shakes out, right? But ladies and gentlemen, the Cardinals, with the massive win, right? And I mean massive in terms of staying within the NFC West race. Now, of course, would I have rather won one of the 3 games? Of course, right? But we are where we are. We're 7-7. We're back at 500. Let's see if the Cardinals can continue to stack up wins, because as of right now, if you win out, the Cardinals could potentially be in a good stance at the end of this season. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this game. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.